All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, let me see. I started doing comedy about 4 years ago when I was 53 years old. And I sort of did it on a dare. I never had any intention of doing it. But I was in a meeting at work, and Human Resources was having a talent show. And I was one of the writers on staff to promote it. And I started making wisecracks, like, who wants to commit career Harry Carey? And my boss was in the meeting. And then one of the person in HR said, that's it, we're signing you to do stand-up comedy. And my boss says, oh, well, you need to do a stretch project for your performance review. So I'm like, okay, fine. When I go down in flames, you're the one who's going to have to write the performance improvement plan. So, yeah, I did it as a one-and-done thing, but as soon as I got up on that stage and I heard people laughing, I was hooked.
That's okay.
Yeah, now I understand what drug addicts go through.
So tell us, what made you get into comedy? What made you just do it?
Well, just getting on that stage and hearing people laugh, it just grabbed me. Before I got off that stage, I was wondering where the next place I could get it from.
I hear that.
Yeah.
So how long you been doing comedy?
About 4 years.
About 4 years?
Yeah.
So in your 4 years of comedy, what is one of your most embarrassing moments?
Oh gosh, I have so many of them. Let me think about this. Oh man, there's so many. I'm trying to think of a specific one that comes to mind. I know one time I was, the first time I ever hosted a show, it was for my mentor, the Fat Doctor. And we were at this place in Parkville called McAvoy's, and I just did a really crappy job, and people were like drowning me out, you know, so that was kind of embarrassing.
Okay, all right, I hear that. So what do you feel most proud of in your 4 years of comedy?
Oh man, that's another tough one. I don't know, you know, it's like every show is like a new start, you know. I had a good show tonight. I don't know, I just feel a lot of pride when people like you say such nice things about me, you know, and I feel a lot of love in the community. So I would say that that's kind of like a big highlight.
Okay, I hear that. So can you tell us one of your most defining moments in comedy?
My most defining moments, wow. I don't know, I think it was probably taking the stage here at What's So Funny and just like, you know, feeling all the warmth and support of everybody and everything, you know?
It's defining, it's just making you want to continue on. Just
yeah,
keep on doing it.
Exactly, yeah.
I hear that. So if you wasn't doing comedy, what else would you be doing?
Gee, I don't know, just working my day job, you know? But comedy's really sort of put a new focus on my life. You know, I really, I'm very focused on my goals and things and being creative, so.
And what are those goals?
Just to keep getting better, and I'm probably going to be retiring within the next 8 years, and I want to be able to do this in my retirement.
I hear that. Okay, I hear that. So how do you spend your free time?
I don't have any. I'm just doing this shit all the time. But it's a joy, so, you know, so I'm enjoying myself.
Okay.
And, well, I do go to the gym. I do lift weights and stuff like that.
Right.
So, you know, #FitBitchFriday, you'll see me.
So name 5 comedians that inspire you and why.
Okay, I don't know if I can get up to 5, but Lenny Bruce. I grew up listening to Lenny Bruce. My parents were huge fans, you know, and he broke all the rules. He really blazed a trail. And then, of course, Richard Pryor. He's like one of my favorite comedians. You know, because he brought his pain on stage and made it just funny as hell. And I also have a huge amount of admiration for my mentor, the Fat Doctor. Let's see, there's some female comedians I have a lot of admiration for, like, you know, Sarah Silverman. She's pretty fearless. People are going to laugh at me, but, you know, hey, I like Ellen DeGeneres.
Right.
You know, some people say I dress like her. It's not on purpose, you know. And I'm sure there are other people that I'm not even remembering that, you know, 5 minutes from now, I'm going to be like, damn, I meant to mention that person, you know. Actually, locally, there's someone, not locally, but in the region, someone named Missy Grinkowitz. And one day, sort of early on in my comedy career, I went to see her, and I was like in a really dark place. And she was so funny, it was like it lifted a cloud. and I suddenly felt better. And I thought, you know, if I can do that for people with my comedy, that would make me really happy.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. So being in the game for 4 years, what are some pointers you would like to give to a new up-and-coming comedian?
First thing is to be patient. You know, this shit takes time, takes a lot of practice. I'll say what everybody says, which is get on stage as much as you can. It's hard when you know, have a family or a day job or both, but you know, just try and find the time, work up to it if you need to. Just when you go to these shows and stuff, also pay attention to the other comedians, and because you can learn a lot from the veterans, and you can learn a lot by just, you know, watching the crowds and seeing how they react and everything. So yeah, so I would just say and always be humble, and always be working, always be thinking comedy.
Cool. So reflecting back on your career, so did you feel anything you had done differently?
You know, I just wish I would, like, when I started out at the beginning knowing everything I know now, but you know, that's kind of impossible.
Right.
But no, I'm glad that I'm working with the Fat Doctor. I started working with him maybe when I've been doing comedy for, you know, close to a year, and I wish maybe I would have started working with him sooner. But you know, other than that, I don't really have any regrets. I'm sort of learning as I go along.
Okay, cool. And as a female in the game, do you feel as though you get the same opportunities as the males?
You know, I find more at my age. I find almost more barriers having to do with age than having to do with my gender. You know, I think there are a lot of people, you know, especially in DC, you know, they think of it as a young person's game, and they think that I don't have anything of relevance to say to people of all ages, but that's just not true. I mean, you know, some of my best shows are like, you know, college crowds. And so, yes, I would say age has almost proved to be more of a barrier than gender, but, you know, just the same, a lot of times there is sort of like, you know, an ingrained feeling that, you know, women just aren't as funny. You know, you see shows and showcases where it's like all men, or maybe all men and one woman. And I think you should have the funniest people on the show, but I think there are a lot of funny women out there. Okay,
cool. So please tell the people how to get in contact with you.
Okay, well, I have a website, sandybernsteincomedy.com, and I update that every week. I'm on Facebook a lot. I'm on Facebook under Sandy Bernstein Comedy. I got a personal page and a fan page, so follow me, friend me on those. I'm on Instagram also at Sandy Bernstein Comedy, and yeah, so you can find me in all those places.
All right. Well, I appreciate the interview.
Oh, well,
that was a great interview.
Oh, well, thank you.
Girl, Sandy Bernstein is
right.
one of the hardest working females in the game. Look out for her. She making big things happen. Sandy Bernstein, Big Shorty. What about us? Looking to Baltimore comedians. And we out.